Okay, StreamYards is telling me that we're live. I'm still waiting for it to pop up on my YouTube, but if you guys can hear us, hello, good to see everybody. Thanks for coming into the meeting. I gotta mute my window there because a lot of you are probably watching ads right now thanks to YouTube and not listening to anything I'm saying until you watch for 5 seconds and hit the skip ad, which is awesome, I guess. I see that thing popping up there that we're live. Trader Jeff, I'm going to add you to the stream right now just so to make sure this works. Or actually, I see you there, Trader Jeff. I'm not going to add you just yet. I'll wait until we do our show and tell, but you're welcome to stay right there. But you're just so you know, you're muted, but we'll add you, and then you can get the microphone going once we get the show and tell. But I see you there. Okay, well, thanks for everybody for coming to the what month is it? It's May. Wow. May 2020 Glendale Coin Club meeting, May 8th, 2020. We're going to do our live meeting here on YouTube. We did it last month, and it's not quite the same as meeting in person, but it's pretty much all we can do right now. So that's what we're doing. But I guess just like all of our regular meetings, we should probably start this meeting out with the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'll get my flag out here, and Don, if you want to join, and all you guys watching at home, feel free to stand and salute the flag and join in. Ready, Don?
Yep.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you for that, everybody. Now we can play ball, as they say, or as some of the people at our coin club would like to say a lot. Clarence is here. I'm not going to go ahead and say hi to every single person individually. Just way too many people to do that, but I do appreciate everybody coming in and joining us this evening. I know I heard back a lot of feedback on our last meeting, especially for people watching like back on the East Coast and stuff, that it's already 10 o'clock p.m. there and it's a little late, especially when we run the meeting for another hour or two, whatever it is. Well, I mean, this is just our normal meeting time, and it's only 7 p.m. for us. And maybe if we have to keep doing this for a while this way, we'll consider making a change there. But so hopefully it's not too late for everybody. But anyway, just a little quick background on our club. It's the Glendale Coin Club, Glendale, California. We started in March 1959. We have our normal meetings the second Friday of the month at 7 p.m. Apparently, we are known as the Friendly Club. That's according to all the paperwork I was handed when I became president a few years ago, or several years ago. I don't even know how many years ago. I haven't been keeping track. But every time we have elections, they won't let me not be president. Nobody else runs against me, so I'm stuck for now. So I'm the president of the Glendale Coin Club. Don Berry, who's in the chat here too with us. He's SoCal Box Breaks here on YouTube as well. He's our club secretary. What else about our club? We do a coin show once a year at the end of October in Van Nuys. And if you're ever in the Glendale area, you can always come to our meeting. It's open for everybody. So Richard Murachanian, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I mean, all things considered, and just this is our second meeting that we've had online like this. If you've missed our last month's meeting, the April meeting, the one good thing about doing, well, not the one good thing, another good thing about doing the meetings on the YouTube channel here is you can always watch back the live meeting and the live chat anytime. You can see the chat if you're on a computer and most phones. If you're watching on a smart TV, a lot of times you can't read back the chat that goes along with the video. But this will be recorded as we do this, and a couple hours after the meeting's done, it saves it as a video, and it's up there pretty much forever. So that's a pretty cool thing. So for those of you on the East Coast, or we have some people from overseas, I know, say, oh, it's 4 a.m. my time when you're doing this. Well, they can watch it back anytime thereafter. So if you did miss that April meeting, it's still up there. David Schwager was our guest speaker, and he's in the chat right now. Did a real excellent presentation for us, 21 things to do when you don't have money to buy coins. Be sure to check that out if you missed it. Again, I got lots of positive feedback about our online meeting. Looking back at the numbers that they give me on YouTube, we had up to 85 people watching at once. And over the last month, it looks like about 500 people or so watched the replay of our April meeting. So that's really cool, and that really beats any of the attendance we ever had at our live meetings, if those numbers are even a little bit accurate. So another thing is any advertising revenue I earn with the little ads that you just had to click and get rid of if you don't have the ad blocker that others were mentioning. Any of the revenue I get from this stream, or if anybody makes donations during the stream, which YouTube lets people do, that's all going to the Coin Club. Last month, doing the stream this way earned the club a little over $20, so that was pretty helpful in paying fees on the streaming program we use. So thank you for all who did that. And you'll see some automatic posts. There's like a Nightbot chat that will pop in and remind people things like that, and just put some things in chat. So that's what that is, just reminding people of that. So we are doing a giveaway. You can see Don Berry's screen there, SoCal Box Breaks. What he's doing is just like last meeting. Everyone that's in chat that types anything, he's writing down people's names, and he's putting them in the hopper to win giveaways. So after we do the presentation tonight, we'll do show and tell. And then after show and tell, we'll do the giveaway prizes. We're going to do all the giveaway prizes after show and tell, and then we'll go into the live auction at the end. I know not everybody will probably want to stay for the auction. I don't know how long it'll take because we haven't done it like this for a while, or at a Coin Club meeting at least. So just wanted to give everybody the chance to see the giveaways right then and there. So, and I didn't want Don to have to be looking for new names to add in during the middle of the auction either. So we'll do that. So Don will, be showing tickets as we do this, and making sure everybody's in. The giveaway prizes tonight, we're doing the same that we did the last time. We have 2018 Overstrikes Glendale Coin Club medals. They're overstruck on 2018 Barber Zombucks copper round. We're giving away 2 of those. Those are done by Daniel Carr of the Moonlight Mint. If you're not familiar with Daniel Carr, I do have a video that goes all over a bunch of Daniel Carr and the Moonlight Mint and shows how he makes these on a real Denver Mint press he restored. It's really cool. So you can always check that out. So we're giving away 2 of those 2018. We're giving away 2 of the 2019 copper rounds that he made for us. Again, it has our same California Bear obverse design, and on the reverse, it's a redo of the 1869 Pacific Railway medal. So we did this because it was the 150th anniversary of the Pacific Railway and the Golden Spike last year. And we'll also be giving away one of those 2019 medals in 1 ounce pure silver. So that's pretty cool. So good luck to whoever wins those, and everybody that gets in on those. Also, last month, Gordon O'Rourke from our club, from City Coin, won one of the 2019 copper medals, and he contacted me and says, "You know what? I already got one of these. Go ahead and do a giveaway of that tonight too, so somebody else can maybe get one of these." So we have that as an extra prize, thanks to Gordon. So appreciate that, Gordon. And then also during last month's meeting, Richard Murachanian, Ram Rare Coins, that's in the room, he said, "Hey, I want to donate $20 cash to the club." So, okay, that's great. And he went ahead and did that. So the club took some of those funds, and we're adding an extra giveaway prize sponsored by Richard. And since this week is the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II, I have this coin here, and that's Gordon's handwriting on there, I believe. So I probably bought this from Gordon at one of our Coin Club meetings, and it's a 2014 half-ounce silver Australia coin, anniversary Battle of the Coral Sea. So it's a War in the Pacific, 1941 through 1945. So a really cool half-ounce related to World War II. So we'll be giving that one away tonight. So right there's 7 prizes. Don's writing down everybody's names, and good luck to everybody on those. Okay, we got several announcements. As you know, most of the shows and club meetings in the state are all canceled. I don't know anybody that's holding any live meetings or anything this last month or the rest of this month. A lot of other events have already been canceled well into the summer. Not everything, though, is officially canceled, but I think it's just a matter of time as, the news seems to be changing every week or sometimes even every day. As a reminder, Verdugo Hills Coin Club show, they were supposed to have that in Van Nuys at the end of March. They rescheduled it to the middle of April. Now they've gone ahead and canceled that indefinitely. But because our Glendale Coin Club shows at the same location on October 25th, and because our clubs share many of the same members, we're going to go ahead and work together on that October show. And so it's going to be a joint club coin and paper money show with Verdugo Hills Coin Club and Glendale Coin Club. That's obviously going to help out Verdugo Hills a lot, as they'll still be able to have a show this year, hopefully. And it's going to help our club, too, because we're going to have more help staffing the show. That automatically, by doing that, most of our dealer tables are already sold for October. And we'll probably have them do their popular youth coin auction at the show, and we'll still do a really good gold coin raffle. So I think combining the efforts will help both clubs out a lot, and maybe even make the show better than our typical individual shows. But we'll see, and can't really predict what it'll be like in October. So hopefully we're back to business and back to some level of normality. But other things, CSNA's educational symposium scheduled for May 2nd was postponed. New date is still to be determined. The June 4th through 6th Long Beach Coin Expo officially is still going forward as of at least an hour ago when I contacted them and looked into it. But unofficially, there's no way that's going to happen. Most people I've talked to, no one I know even would think of attending right now. And that's even if the local or state government would let the show go on. Most people think that they haven't officially canceled, probably for contractual reasons. They want the hall to be the one to cancel, probably because there's money involved if they are the ones that say we're not doing it. But anyway, long story short, I would not make plans on going to the June Long Beach show, and who knows, maybe not even the September Long Beach show. We don't know what it's going to be like that. Again, I have a table at the show already and paid for, but I know I'm not going to be at the show at least. So, and really, how many collectors would be really eager to rush out and start attending a big public show right now, just with the way things are? And how many dealers from the East Coast are going to get on planes and come back? It's just, it's not happening. And even PCGS, who's the parent company, whose parent company runs the Long Beach show, sent out a press release just this week saying they're planning on having smaller member-only shows if any of the bigger shows get canceled later this year. And even the September Long Beach show is on their list. So when September gets canceled, they're going to have a smaller members-only show. So, but they left out anything about the June Long Beach show in their press release, which was a little odd. But anyway, we'll keep you posted with that. But don't count on June Long Beach happening. If anybody has info on canceled shows, let Jim Phillips know, and he's going to post them on the NASD's coin show list. Absolutely. We'll keep you posted. Richard Murachanian's in chat. Richard, you have your show scheduled in Van Nuys June 28th. When you get a moment, just let us know in chat if that's still going on so far, or if you know that you're canceling it. If you have an update on that, feel free to let us know, because I'm sure people would like to know if that June 28th show is going on in Van Nuys. I know the July 11th through 12th Coinorama show in San Diego has been canceled, so there's going to be no Coinorama show this year in San Diego. ANA Summer Seminar has been canceled. That was pretty much canceled because the college that they have it at, they're all closed down, so nobody can use any of the rooms at the college. But according to an email I received just yesterday from the ANA, the August 5th through 8th 2020 World's Fair of Money is still a go for right now. The email they sent out was a little bit odd and maybe a little strongly worded. Colonel Ellsworth, who's the president of the ANA right now, says it's going to take government action to shut us down, is what he put in the letter, which, yeah, I mean, I guess I like the optimism, but I don't know. I think the letter's probably similar to what Long Beach is doing, probably more of a contract negotiation, probably so they don't have to be the ones that pay if they cancel. Again, that's just my speculation, but based on a lot of the responses I hear from dealers and other collectors to that letter, I've seen a lot of people posting about it on message boards online. I don't think very many people would attend that show, even if the government does let it go on. So let's see if Richard put anything in there about his show. I don't see anything yet. Oh, yeah, it's canceled. So June 28th, Van Nuys has been canceled. So sorry to hear that, Richard, but thanks for letting us know the update. So, so yeah, I wouldn't count on the ANA show happening, but even though they sent out a letter saying it's going to take government action to shut them out, which probably will happen, because once they start opening things up, the first thing they open up or whatever they do in phases isn't going to be a huge coin show that's attended by 8,000 to 10,000 people in a few days. Not a chance. Again, thanks for everybody coming in chat. I see a lot of new names coming in there. I just can't say hello to each person individually, but do appreciate you being here. That's awesome. Another update, August 21st through 23rd is our NASC's Golden State Coin Show. We have not yet officially canceled that one, but that's another one I wouldn't count on happening. Just given the situation, it's really hard to plan for a show right now that we're not sure will be able to take place. When we talk to dealers, they're just not ready to commit, and it seems like it'd be a lot of work to even try to have that show if the government will let us, and a lot of work for a show that a lot of public members would be hesitant to attend. So my guess is that one will ultimately be canceled or postponed. We would definitely need to cancel the club benefit gold raffle that goes on with that show, just because we always count on the clubs, including our Glendale Coin Club, to sell a bunch of raffle tickets to raise money in the several months before that show, and none of us are meeting to be able to sell those raffle tickets right now. So that would be a big part of the show that would go missing. Yeah, if you guys are not in Southern California right now, go ahead and type in the chat where you're from and where you're watching from. That'd be kind of fun. That's a good idea. Thanks for suggesting that. But yeah, that's just the updates I have on shows. As Jim Phillips mentioned, if you go to nasc.net, and I will type that in the chat just so you guys have that. I can type links, but a lot of other people can't. nasc.net, which didn't make it a link, but you guys know how to figure that out from there. There's a calendar of coin shows in California, and Jim Phillips does a really good job keeping that up to date with all the different updates that we've been getting. So if you have updates, send them to Jim, or if you just want to know what's going on, that's the first place to check for Southern California coin shows. Wow, we got people from all over the country in here. That's just awesome. So thanks everybody for coming in here and joining us in our coin club meeting. That's really cool. Just a reminder for all the club members who ordered the 2019 Glendale Coin Club medals and paid for them, I have those here waiting for the next time we can get together and meet in person to give them to you. Again, if you really want them now for some reason and don't want to wait until we can actually meet, just let me know and I could probably drop them in the mail for a couple bucks. So just let me know. Same thing with the 2021 Red Books. We always order a case of those and sell them for $10 each. I have those. A couple people contacted me to reserve copies, and I'm holding those for them, but we still gonna have plenty of those available for people that want them at the $10 price. But again, if someone really needs one sooner, then you just have to probably pay a few bucks to cover the shipping, and I could get those out. The Mega Red Books are not yet in. Those should be any day now. A couple other pieces of news real quick. I've seen a lot of stuff in the news about the U.S. Mint website and certain products looking like they're sold out just because the workers can't make stuff, and it's causing lots of buzz, and people are just freaking out and running up prices, like on the silver proof set, saying, wow, they only shipped so many of them and it's going to be an ultra low mintage. And just kind of keep in mind that it's only May. There is lots of 2020 left for the Mint to get workers back in and to make a bunch of proof sets. So it might be fun to speculate on that if you can get them, but I would not personally pay huge premiums over what the Mint was just selling them for. I don't think they're going to be dormant for the rest of the whole calendar year. They will make more. That's my guess on that. All right, just another final notice. Just I recommend you guys all join the American Numismatic Association. It's our national coin club. They have a really great magazine. If you guys ever need help joining that, let me know, and I can try to help you get that. They were offering free memberships for National Coin Week, which was great, and I know a lot of people took advantage of that, but I still think we can get you a discount through the Coin Club if you're interested. The other one is Numismatic Association of Southern California. Greg Burns is in here. He's the editor of this magazine here, the California Numismatist. If you join NASC, you get this 4 times a year. Lots of great articles in here written by a lot of our Coin Club members. I mean, we got articles in here by Steve Sussman from the club. John Duff wrote an article. There's Michael Kittle is the president of this, and there's a president's message from him, which is cool. Walt Ostermecky's part of our club. There are a lot of club members contribute to this, including Greg Burns, who's the editor of this. Great magazine, well worth the price of subscription. So email me if you're interested in getting that, and I'll type in the chat. Let me just go put that in and make sure the Nightbot is in there. We'll put my email address for everybody so you have that handy. Perfect. All right, we'll do a quick treasurer's report, and then we'll get into our presentation pretty soon. So, Greg, if you're listening, get ready in just a few minutes. Treasurer's report, we have $2,368.46 in our checking account, $1068.31 in our show account, $52.79.50 of inventory, and $575 in cash for a total of $9,391.27. So that is our treasurer's report. Something else I was going to do before jumping right into the presentation. So just to give everybody a little idea of what the rest of this meeting is going to be, we're going to go ahead and do our presentation in just a minute. After that, we will do show and tell. I had people, well, we'll do questions and answers for our guest speaker, of course. And then we'll go in and do show and tell. And then we'll go ahead and do the giveaway prizes. Again, Don Berry, SoCal Box Breaks, has been writing down people's names and putting the tickets for them into the hopper. And then after we do those giveaway prizes, we will do an auction. It's the prizes we usually have in our club raffles at our meetings, but we're just going to go ahead and auction them off with all the proceeds going to the club. So we're going to try that out, see how it works, maybe raise a few bucks for the club. And if you're interested in what the items are, just look in the description to this video, and the items are listed in the description. Everything's going to start at $1 and no reserves. So good luck if you decide to participate in that. So with that, we have a guest speaker tonight. It's Greg Allen. He's going to be doing a program called What's Going On at the Coin Show. I'm going to go ahead and bring Greg up for a second while we're talking about him, at least. I think that's the right thing to do. And, hello, Greg.
Hello.
All right. Thanks for agreeing to come on here and do this. I got written down here that your program is going to go over the inner workings of a coin show, including pre-shows, dealer setup, public hours, auctions, and evening dinners. You've done this talk along with Jeff Garrett, who was president of the American Numismatic Association. You've done this at the A&A World's Fair Money in Chicago. So I think our club is very lucky to have you speak to our group. So really appreciate that. And I guess if you're ready, I can go ahead and share your screen, and I can turn it over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. We're all set here. And thank you to the Glendale Coin Club for giving me this opportunity. Is it up yet, Mike?
You're up on screen. You're live.
Okay. So as Mike said, I've given this, Jeff and I gave this talk at the A&A last year. And I came up with the idea maybe 5-6 years ago, and I've done it over the years at a number of other local clubs in Minnesota. I stumbled upon this Glendale Coin Club online last month at the PCGS message board, and I tuned in and liked it, and I volunteered to do this talk. And the purpose of it is to give you insights, even if you've been to shows for decades like myself. Hopefully you'll learn some insights you didn't quite get about the show, and it would hopefully allow you to go to shows and make them a little bit more enjoyable. It answers questions like, why are some dealers never at their tables? Why do some dealers don't seem to want to talk to the public? Why do some dealers leave early? Why is some guy or woman running around with a light, her own light? Is her own light? Answers questions like that. So hopefully, again, everybody will find something of value in this. So I'm going to break the shows down, looking at it from this angle and that angle. And as I do this, then I think the perspective of shows and what goes on will become a little bit more clear. So one thing is there's a number of different types of shows. We have local shows. I participate in about 24 of these a year in Minnesota. They're the one-day monthly shows that are all over the country. And then sometimes a club will have a one-day show. We have one here. A club does it twice a year. And then there's the regional shows, and those are typically 2 or 3 days. They could be put on by a club. They could be put on by a private promoter. And then we have the national shows. Those tend to be 3 to 6 days long. Some examples are here on the screen. A&A, Baltimore, Central States, the fun shows, the Long Beach shows. And again, these can be for-profit or for nonprofit. And then there's also shows that are held internationally. I've never attended these particular shows, but there are shows held around the world too. And then we also have private shows. These are examples like NGC or PCGS will put on a show primarily where they grade coins, but also maybe 25 or 30 dealers will set up at the show. And then it's sort of an invitation-only event. there's different types of dealers. You have full-time dealers like myself, part-time dealers, and these people may have a table at the show. They may also just walk around. For example, a vest pocket dealer doesn't have a table, but will walk around from dealer to dealer. Some dealers are just virtual. They may or may not have a website. They have an office, but not an office the public goes to. That'd be an example of myself. I have an office. I do not deal with the public at the office or dealers. I do everything virtually. I don't have a website. Many virtual people do. I primarily deal with dealers, so I don't really need a website. And then you have the traditional brick and mortar people. And then some dealers they deal with the public, say by telemarketing or television type thing. So they have a physical place, but not something the public actually goes to. They reach out to the public in other ways. You have auction houses, and in this type of situation, the auctioneer may own the coins or have physical possession of the coins for other people. They're auctioning them off. Stax Bowers, Heritage are examples of that. And then you may have a third-party auctioneer, such as eBay, where they facilitate the auction, but they don't actually own the coins being sold or actually have them in their possession. The other way to look at dealers is, are they retail, either primarily, most dealers do probably a little bit of both, retail, wholesale, but are they primarily a retail dealer? They might have a website, advertise in the various numismatic publications and so on. Or they primarily wholesale dealers. That's sort of like more myself. They may specialize in bullion or primarily do bullion type things, not so much the collectible coins. You may have a dealer that specializes in a particular series, like Flying Eagle, Indian cents, or large cents, or Morgan dollars, or proof-like Morgan dollars, or dimples, or something like that. And you may have people at a show where they're really there to represent a bidder. So the bidder isn't physically there, but they will go as a rep for the bidder, and that can come in a few different flavors. One is they would go and actually look at the auction, the coins to be auctioned themselves on the behalf of the bidder. I do that for some clients. So I actually look at the coins. We're just not looking at pictures, and then I give them the opinion about what I think of the coin. And then you have people, I'm going to talk about it later, that in addition, they may also bid for their clients. And then also, this might be something that people may not realize, but there are dealers on the floor set up that actually have more tables in their control than just the table with their name on it. And what I mean by that, they may have loosely called a division of their business, where they might have certain coins at their table. They might specialize in, say, high-end material, but what they get in collections may have the whole gambit of things, and they may consign that material to another dealer on the floor, or actually maybe backing that dealer. So there may be a dealer on the floor and they're really financed by another dealer. So it'd be an example if I was in the food industry and let's say I had I owned a Ruth Chris, and I own a McDonald's, I own a Taco Bell. We're all in the food industry, but we have very different type products and marketing to different places. And that also goes on in the coin business. Another way to look at dealers on the floor, you have some that may primarily or exclusively deal in raw coins. Others that may deal primarily in slabs. It's a combination of both. In the slabs, you see a lot, mostly at the shows, you see, NGC, PCGS, Annex, and so on at the shows. But again, I wanted to say, so think about, as I went through this, the dealers, I looked at this from, a number of different aspects of how the dealers operate. And now I'm going to talk a little about the dealer's strategies. And this begins to answer questions like, why are some dealers never at their table? Why are some dealers perhaps almost always at their table? Why are some dealers constantly in front of other dealers' tables? Why do certain dealers leave early? Well, it goes down to their particular strategy, their business strategy. So some dealers are there only or primarily to sell. Sometimes you have people have shops, they get a lot of stuff in, they go to these shows to sell. And sometimes exclusively, or for the most part, to other dealers, because when you're dealing with dealers, they tend to go through lots and buy quantity much quicker than, say, a collector does. And they're there to sell quantity. They have a lot of material, and so they may be primarily dealing with dealers. They may sell it for less, but they're doing a lot more volume. So at the end of the day, they make more money that way. Some dealers are there primarily to buy, and you'll see that not only dealers walking around looking at what other dealers have, but even on the floor, they may have little on their in their cases, but they may be primarily there to buy. Some dealers, you'll see cases, and they have coins that sort of strewn randomly in the case, or somewhat disorganized. And really, what their table might be is just a landing zone or storage facility for all the stuff that they're buying on the floor. And so they're really not there to sell. And that may explain why you walk them up to them, and they may not be particularly friendly about selling, or maybe never even at their table. They're running around trying to fill these cases of things that they're buying. There's other dealers that are there, and a primary reason might be want list. They still, again, might have a table, but they may be walking the floor a lot with their want list. And many dealers even distribute. They have somebody at the show distribute lists of things, or the various dealers around the floor of what their want lists are. You have some dealers that specialize. Again, they may have, Morgan dollars and some bullion gold, but they may primarily just have Flying Eagle cents, Lincoln cents, Indian cents, or large cents, or again, just certain types of materials, the specialists. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the specialists a little later. You have other people that are running around, you can call them the slabbers. They're looking for raw coins that they can grade. These are people that think they can make money by buying the raw coins. They know some of the nuances, ins and outs, particular things that the graders are looking for, and they think they can buy a raw coin and get it graded. And then, of course, you have the upgraders that go around and buy coins that are already slabbed. And again, they too know some of the nuances of the grading services and what they're looking for, and they buy coins to try to upgrade. The specialists. So this can be people with a particular series, as I've mentioned. There may be people that just deal in the truly rare coins, or primarily in that. I remember when I first started setting up, I dealt with somebody that had a total of about 20 coins at the show. And he primarily dealt in patterns, and all these coins, these coins were like $5,000 to $100,000 or more a piece, fairly rare coins. Others that deal just in the high end, the super PQ coins, things of that nature. Some deal primarily in bullions, some in heirs or varieties, and then some in coins that just tend to be problem coins. I mean, coins can be great collector coins, and they have a few problems, but then you can get a rare coin or a scarce coin at a much cheaper price. As an aside, one of my favorite coins in my personal collection, it is slabbed. It's a 1817 overdate D Buffalo nickel in good 4, and for what it is absolutely perfect. Again, it's one of my favorite coins in my collection, because there's nothing wrong with that coin for the grade. Another thing that happens it shows with dealers is called splitting. So one dealer might find a deal, may not have enough much money to finance the deal, and may offer to split it with another dealer. Sometimes there's people on the floor that are known to be much more savvy uh, graders, or being able to evaluate these things than others. And so somebody might find the deal, and even if they hold money to buy the deal, they're just not quite sure. They want another opinion, so they'll bring in another dealer to split the deal. Then you have the types of buyers on the floor, the customers. You have retail people, collectors, investors, specialists. There's people that go. These could be either dealers or collectors, and are really only interested in one particular series, and they just go around the floor looking for that. You have the people looking just for bargains. They like deals. They're looking for bargains. People just buying bullion, and then the wholesale, just people dealing and buying wholesale. Examples of that are other dealers buying them for their table or for their store or for their website. I supply different people, and I for their websites or their shows, but also people that sell on eBay. I don't do eBay, but I get a lot of quantity of stuff and sell it for people to they can sell it. And that's a little background on the types of the types of people at the show, dealers, buyers, the auction companies. So let's look a little more with that background at the show itself. So one thing is, before the show, there is a lot of activity that happens before the show. And for some dealers, this is the most important part of the show, and that explains sometimes why when the show begins, or the day after the show begins, the show is effectively over for them. Before the shows, there are a lot of prearranged deals. This is one thing that is it happens. There's certain coins you can actually see on the floor because the deals are all done before they even hit the bourse floor. Hotel deals, there are frequently at larger shows. Dealers will rent rooms at a hotel and have a little mini show, before the show between dealers. This type of things have been on for years. Sometimes there'll be a pre-show that happens before the show. But the prearranged deals and the hotel deals, that is for many deals, a big part, an exciting part of the shows. Then you have the show itself, the setup. So as people are trying to set up, you have people running around wanting first shot at whatever is new from dealers. The early birds get the badges and run around the floor as dealers are setting up, trying to find things before the rest of the people come into the shows, and even before some of the other dealers are, you're trying to set our tables up, and then you got other people running around hitting other dealers before we can get out of our tables and go hit up those dealers, try to get first shot and so on. Specialty dealers, I mentioned earlier that some people just focus on certain coins primarily, and the setup is an important part for them too, because they will run around the show before the public gets in, trying to buy up the specialty coins that best fit their inventory and get consignments. That's another thing that happens at shows. Dealers will consign coins to other dealers, even though they're at the same show, because they know certain people are known for certain types of coins, and people know those dealers are known for certain types of coins, and so that dealer may be able to sell it for more than another dealer on the floor. So even after so everybody wins. The dealer that specializes in something has the nice stuff to sell. People know to come to them to see them, so they can see all the the nice stuff that that dealer has, and the other person gets to sell their coin and get a consignment. But that happens a lot also at shows, and then it's set up. Some dealers try to move inventory, so they're encouraging other dealers to come to their tables, because they're known to wholesale a lot of stuff and move a lot of inventory. And that's sometimes why you'll see even set up and throughout the show, some dealers constantly have other dealers lined up to look at what they have and to sell stuff. Again, they wholesale large volumes of coins at the show. And then during the show, so the show opens, if it's a bigger show, they cut the ribbon, people come in. And then again, you have dealers there primarily for retail, still dealers, doing wholesale, because again, some of the vest pocket dealers or other dealers, they're not set up, they don't get the early bird, but they come in with, and the public can come in and they're looking to buy wholesale from the dealers. The bullion people, the specialists, the auction bidders. And this explains sometimes, well, you can have a dealer have a table and they can have their stuff out on the table. And then oddly, during the show, they may be gone for an hour or two sporadically. And it's not just going to lunch or getting coffee. It's because they are at the auction and they want to be in person to represent that bidder and bid in person. I know some dealers that do auctions, they'll do it online they'll look at the coin, they'll look at it online for the people. Some want to do it all in person to sort of read the room and so on. Again, at the show, when it opens, you have the full-time dealers, the part-time dealers, the vest pocket dealers. You also have, and this happens generally mid to later times in the shows, particularly the last day of the show or two before people really start really leaving. The auction companies have reps, and they will be going around to dealers trying to get consignments for auctions, either the next show auctions or the auctions that they just do online. And also for shows where NGC or PCGS, for example, grade on site, the graders are known to be, they'll get out, take a break and walk the floor, talk to dealers and kind of look and see what's going on at the show to keep up on not just what they see in the grading room, but also what's really going on with dealers and in the market and so on. And so that's another thing, again, with the coin, the division things I mentioned, where dealers have actually tables, they're financing around the table, around the room, may not be that well known. Some people may not realize that the graders do get out and interact with people on the floor. And then also the shows, particularly larger shows, you have the numismatic media out talking to dealers and the public and so on to get a feel for how the show is really going so they can report that in their publication. And then another thing that's kind of exciting for some people at the show are the show grades. You can send your coins in at a much reduced rate and wait a few weeks or a month or so for the grades to come back, or you can spend 3, 4, 5 times and get it graded within a few days at the shows. And amazingly, even at these much higher rates, there's huge demand at these shows, and anybody that's done this can find you can submit your coins before the show, the pre-show, before the show starts. The grading service has special rooms that they take coins, and you can submit your coins the day the show opens, and your coins may not come back to near the end of the show. That's how big a demand there is for these show grades. And as Mike mentioned, the PCGS, for example, is looking to do more of these show grade shows, like their trading grade regular shows. There's this huge demand for these show grades. And then the auctions. Let's look at those. So as I mentioned, you have, well, at the auctions, most major shows have an auction associated with it, and there's lot viewing. So anybody can go in and view the lots. As I mentioned, that there are people that will hire somebody to go look at, be a rep for them, look at the coins for them, give them a report. And then the person that hired them to look at the coins may bid themselves, or may also hire them to bid on the coins. And this brings in this special light. You'll see some people walking around with a light in hands. So in evaluating and grading coins, lights can be very, very important, much more so than some people may realize. The same with the loops. Like the loops I use are probably about $125, $150 as opposed to a $5 loop. At one point I sold them, and our little motto was cheaper than an expensive mistake. There are certain things with these loops that, if you're really looking for nuances on, why a coin may or may not upgrade and so on, or grade at all, it is so important to get good loops, and then your lighting, to have the right kind of lighting. I could give a whole other talk on loops and lighting, so I'll kind of move on now to the bidding. Again, people can bid in person themselves. They may have a bidder rep do it for them. Bidding can be on the internet in advance. It can be live, and they still do phones. People can phone in to the auctioneer live their bids. In the public hours, so you'll see collectors, investors there, in addition to the dealers. And then particularly near the end of the show, I call them out for a Sunday drive. There's people really there. Actually, it used to be on Sunday, but now the shows often are they're not there on Sunday. So this is happening more and more on Saturday now, which has become the new Sunday, where there's people just sort of browsing, but really have no interest or money to buy things. But they are there just to sort of look it around and maybe look at it in a museum. And then security. This can also explain certain dealer behavior, why they may seem a little paranoid, why, particularly at setup, they may be very sensitive to not want to show coins until they're all set up because of security issues. And there are people that are very, very good at distracting dealers, and in a second coin is missing. Fortunately, many dealers are very good at recognizing some of the patterns and see this coming a mile away, as well as the security at the shows. Some of them, the security people, also very good at spotting these things. And I've seen instances where the dealer didn't even know what happened, and the security person saw it and took care of everything for the dealer. So this does explain again why some dealers are a little paranoid at times. There's a reason they're paranoid. And then the dinners. These are again the multi-day shows, primarily the ones that are out of town, the larger shows. So when I first started going to shows, I wasn't a dealer, so I would go out with other collectors, and that was really neat to go out and talk to set the floor, but then talk to people at night. And then I started going in with collectors and dealers, and now as a dealer, a lot of his dealers go out, and it's really kind of neat going out with some of these dealers that when I was younger, they wrote books, and I read their books, and I'd see their ads in the numismatic publications. Now I'm going out to dinner and hanging out and learning new insights from them live. So I find that also to be a nice part of the show, just not the bourse floor, but also these hanging out with people at dinners. And then, this is a common complaint with many people. Why are some dealers leaving early? Well, think back of the type of dealer and why they're at the show and when they got to the show. So again, some dealers are, they do a lot of business before the show even happens in the hotel rooms or pre-show or something like that. So they may get there a day or two before the setup even begins. And then they also might be there primarily to buy or to just deal with other dealers wholesale. And so when the show comes around, and particularly after a day or two of the show, from their viewpoint, the business is pretty much done, and it doesn't make economic sense to stay longer because they don't really deal a lot at their table anyway, and they've already seen the people that they need to see. Similarly, some dealers deal with more sophisticated collectors, and they tend to come earlier in the show. I mean, sometimes, they can only make it on Saturday, but generally they come earlier in the show. So again, the people they're primarily to see have already been at the show. So that's one of the reasons that they left early. Now, I do tend to stay for most of the shows. So I did give up at the Baltimore shows on the Sunday, and now they've sort of given up on the Sunday shows too, because I would sit there all day and basically nothing would ever happen. And I did that for several years, and I've done that at other shows. So I am one of the ones that did give it a try, and I do understand now why some particularly will not stay for the last day. Then I guess the final thing before I get to questions, there's a perception sometimes that shows that there's bargains near the end, but not in the times that we're living in right now, but generally there's another show next week or next month, or shortly there's going to be another show. So if somebody doesn't sell something at one show, it may not be a big deal for them to keep that or a number of other items, because they're going to be in a new location with new people that they're going to see, and maybe they'll sell the coin there. You do have it, though, where sometimes a dealer is a little cash short and does have to raise some cash and might be willing to more part ways with things, near the end of the show. But for many dealers, that really isn't the case. So with that, I can take questions, and Mike, I have my iPad open, but I was not reading things. Did you see any questions, or do you want to try to ask a question, or I can kind of thumb through?
Right. I didn't see any specific questions, but I mean, I know it's probably hard to follow the chat because I know it goes by a little bit while you're doing the presentation, but I did see several people thanking you for the presentation and giving you positive comments there. I didn't see any specific questions, but if anybody does have questions, feel free to go ahead and type them in for Greg. And there's one from Rosebud there, if you can see that.
Okay, not.
It says, buying wholesale, what's reasonable discount to offer?
Well, that's I could give a whole talk on price. I myself, I spend, I do this full-time, specialize in certain areas, volume and that. So I have insights there. I spend over $3,000 on pricing information in addition to that. So there is no standard, this % off.
And it seems like Rosebud's getting more into like the whole negotiation strategies too. It's like
that
could be like our talk about that.
Yeah, that'd be a whole other talk. And then, there's other dealers that like, to deal and may start high. Pretty much since I mostly deal with dealers, and we like to look at stuff and make a quick decision and move on. So basically, usually the price I quote, that's pretty much it. Not always, but that's pretty much it.
Well, and you mentioned that that certain dealers start and the way I look at it is you just build the relationship with the dealer, and then that, hey, when someone quotes their price, that's it, or someone's always high, or just from experience, really. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody does it different, Rosebud.
Yeah, and I can make this. add another insight to that. So when I'm buying as a dealer, I don't, they say, counter all that much. You know, I might say, was that the best you can do? And in certain people, I just sort of know. If I do think they're off or we're close, you know, I might give them a thing back, but I'm not going to do it at every coin, and I'm not going to do it. It's only when it might be off just a little bit, or I just can't do it. But it's not. I'm not going to do it in every coin. You know, and they, because that's sort of the way I do it. I either pass or take it. Now, if I'm a collector, okay, when I'm and I do buy some coins for myself. In fact, this picture here, this quarter I actually owned at one time. It was pretty spectacular. I didn't sell it. It was in a 7 NGC holder. This Franklin, I do collect spectacularly toned coins. I might still own this one. It's probably in a 66 holder. And then I do own this Walker, and it is as amazing or more amazing than this photo.
That's pretty.
It is, yeah, and the front of it is the most ugly. It's in a 5 holder. It's a PC 5 holder. The front is the most ugly 5 in the planet. And I did have it reverse holdered, but it is gorgeous. Okay, so when I'm buying a coin like this for myself, and I'll ask a dealer, you know, how much, I am not that concerned about price unless it's like totally stupid. But, you know, when I'm buying a coin for myself, for my personal collection, price within some level of reason doesn't factor in a lot, because I look at that coin, I'm like, that thing is amazing. I'm not going to be able to, you know, you don't find those every day. You don't find those every year. If I want that coin, I'll buy the coin, and I really, you know, whether, you know, that is, about, you know, if that was 500 or whatever it is, 1,000, who cares? Because I'm buying it for myself, for my collection, and it's amazing. It's not a generic. And so that's what I do for my own personal collection. I have paid absolutely stupid money for certain coins compared to what a sheet would be, or so on. And the funny thing is, when I go to sell stuff like that, I've had the same reaction. In fact, I had this coin in one of my cases once at a local 3-day show with an NSF not for sale sign, just sort of a show and tell. And I had a dealer that I see pretty much every show around the country. He walked around, he saw that coin, and he says, "I'll take that." And I said, well, 2 things. One is, it's not for sale, and I didn't quote a price, and I know a price. He says it doesn't matter, you know, and that's one advice I give to somebody. If you find a coin for your collection, you know, if you're really just a collector, I mean, yeah, you don't want to waste too much money. I tend to just, if I really want it, I buy it for myself. And I'm a dealer. I've been doing this for 15 years. I've been a collector since 1971. And I've seen some pretty amazing coins. But if I see something like that and I want it, price is not a big object.
Greg, RPM Group has a good one here for you, if you can see it there on the screen. What's the proper etiquette for cherry picking when you're caught and the dealer starts getting rude with you?
Oh, so I accidentally, it's still on the screen there.
Oh, I can get that out of there.
I can fix it. You know, that's sort of different dealers. You know, I know people that cherry pick, and you know, I view it as, well, you know, he or she did the research, and more power to them if they can come and they can find something. Now, it's one thing if they have it mismarked, and I'll get to your question in a second. If it's mismarked, you know, I'm not going to take it, you know, clearly is an error in it. I've actually pointed out to dealer, I could have bought something cheap. I go, this pricing's wrong. Oh, thank you. But, you know, that's kind of the way, you know, that I view that. I think one of the things that irritate, well, some are just irritating. It doesn't take much to irritate some people on the bell-shaped curve. There are people that, you know, you don't want to bring it up to them that you've cherry picked them, because that sort of rubs it in their face, and some people, don't like that. And then the other thing is, if you look at a bunch of stuff and don't buy anything, that sort of irritates them, because their standpoint is you sort of, well, you wasted all my time and you didn't even buy anything. And I sort of just seem you're just trying to, maybe in their mind, rip me off. So,
Yeah.
I it's sort of hard to say with, what the particular thing that triggered it was, but I don't really care if somebody does it. I try to do the research myself, and actually some varieties I really don't care. I'd just rather sell the coin, because it might be an obscure variety, but for the 3 people that want it, I don't really care.
Yeah,
Other ones
kind of is like, if someone cherry picks me and they pay my price, then I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
The one thing that really upsets me is when people ask me my price and then they start negotiating and they're cherry picking me. So I wouldn't do that. If you're cherry picking someone, pay their full price and move on, because that's when people might get rude with you, is if you're beating them up on their already fair price when you're stealing something from them.
Right. And if they're not looking for stuff, you want to be able to go back to them.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's another question here that I think is a good one. I'll put that up on the screen. It's if that works. It's Jack 5 says, I'm a lady collector and found at most shows the dealers to be very rude and intimidating. Any tips?
Yeah, and I kind of get irritated. I grew up with sisters. I have 5 daughters, so I'm a little sensitive to that too. And I have scolded other dealers on their behavior, like that. Some of the rude ones, it's and I have them rude for other reasons, even to me or other people. I just sort of ignore. I just try to not do business with those people and find the ones that are nicer, and treat people as they should be treated. I don't know if I have a better answer for that. I find people rude for a whole bunch of reasons at the show.
And really, I try not to, because there's dealers that are just rude to everybody. It's not just to younger people or people that they don't think have money, or just to women. It's just, but there's very few dealers that have really been bad enough to where I won't deal with them. It's really, I'm there at the coin show for the coins, and if they got the right coin and it's the right price, then that's what I'm there for. I try not to let it get to me, but I can understand that it can be a
yeah. The other thing is, what I have done was some where somebody will come in and they can say they're sort of shy, a little timid, and some of they could be a man or a woman. But I will sort of explain these things to them and maybe introduce them to other people. And then when they see, you have another dealer treat them with respect and introduce them, then that might, on some dealers, because, geez, they know Greg and I like Greg. And so I'm going to treat them. I'm going to, I try to do that. I have had people come and explain to me. In fact, I had a guy at the Long Beach show, and I've had this happen at some other shows. He says, you're the only dealer that would talk to me, because what he wanted, he had some coins in some holders, and he wanted to have them put in the other grading service holders. I mean, some of it made no economic sense, but he wanted things done a certain way. And so he came later in the show, and I took care of all that, helped him submit the coins and have them shipped to him or whatever. And he was all happy. So one thing is just try to find a friendly, there's statistically some friendly dealers. I would say if you're a little timid or new at it, try to go where the dealers aren't as busy. The first day or two at a big show, they're going to be very, very busy. And, but, if you find later in the afternoon or something, try to find a dealer that is nice. And again, that goes to both men and women. As Mike pointed out, some are just, they're rude to everybody.
All right, Greg. Well, I really appreciate you doing this presentation for us. I think most people enjoyed that, and even people that have been to hundreds of coin shows probably got something out of that. And especially, but I know there's a lot of people that don't get out to a lot of coin shows, and your information there is definitely helpful for everybody. So,
And one thing I'll add, if you have questions or, I do attend most of the major shows when they happen. For example, in your area, I do the 3 Long Beach shows. I am in Greg Allen Coins LLC. Greg Allen Coins. I am in the program for all these shows. So look me up and stop by to say hi.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody should do that. We've got a lot of Coin Club members in here too. Next time we have a Long Beach show, definitely look up Greg and say, "Hey, I remember seeing you at that Glendale Coin Club meeting." That'd be great. And then check out his coins too. Absolutely. But no, we definitely appreciate that, Greg. And if those of you guys that might not remember that last meeting, Greg was lucky and won one of the giveaways that we did. He won one of the 2018 Barber Zombucks Overstrikes, which was really cool. And because he did the presentation for us, we're going to go ahead and give him one of these silver 2019 Coin Club medals too. Just as a token of the club's appreciation for doing the presentation for us. So thank you again for that. And Greg, did you have anything you wanted? We're going to go ahead and get into our show and tell. Did you have anything you wanted to mention for show and tell while you're up on the screen here, or?
No, unfortunately, the coins I had are locked. They're actually some in my personal collection. They're in a safety deposit box. Okay. I couldn't get to them. So maybe another one I might attend. I might get some images and send them to you.
Fair enough. But yeah, you got a lot of people saying thanks there. And if you missed stuff in chat there, Greg, then you can always watch this back and you'll probably see a whole bunch of cool comments there about your presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Really do appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So we do have a bunch of show and tell here. And one thing I didn't address earlier is Don Barry's in here, SoCal Box Breaks. And I got a text message that someone might think that William Barry was listening or might have been in here. And Don, didn't your son William, member of our coin club, probably since he was born, have a birthday recently?
Yes, he did. He
How old is William now?
18.
18 years old. So those of you guys that know William, he's been coming. I mean, I haven't been coming to the coin club, but for that many years. But I know he was probably, I don't know, like 8 to 10 when I first started coming. And he's been there all the time, helping out, and always real helpful with our shows and at the meetings and everything. So happy birthday to William, 18th birthday. That's awesome. All right, for show and tell, I think first up, we've had waiting here patiently. We have Trader Jeff. So if Trader Jeff, I'm going to bring you up onto the screen. If you're ready to go, feel free. And if you're not ready, I can just go ahead and go on to the next one. But if you're there listening and ready, you would just have to unmute yourself so we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Perfect. And I can probably make you even.
Can you hear me now?
Everybody who can hear you.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. You're on screen.
Hi, guys. Well, Greg, thank you for your presentation. Very informative. Yeah. Thank you, Greg, for your presentation. That was wonderful. Yeah, I just, being locked up on this, with all this COVID-19, I've been trying to take a little elements out of my collection and just kind of put them alongside. I do work, I do telecommute, and I have a few coins that I typically will have beside me throughout the week. So I just brought a few of these to show and tell, and this week I had these coins. So I'll give you. I probably turn this around. So I don't know if you can see what I have. Is this
Yeah.
Clearing? Okay, yeah. So I don't know where if the light's hitting it right. So anyway, some of the coins that bring me joy. So there's a little story with each one. So recently I picked up this $50 here from 1833. It's an Unk 62, and it's got some beautiful toning to it. Let's see if I can. And it just kind of it's got gold on the back and blue on the front, and it just kind of makes me happy to look at it. I guess they used to use these coins as commodities, like banks would trade in these, rolls and rolls or boxes and boxes of $50 back in the 1820s and 30s and before. So this is one that escaped a lot of, escaped circulation and escaped a lot of nicks and stuff.
Yeah,
it's only
great.
a 62.
You can
but
tell
and it's got a little bit of a, maybe it's maybe part of that's because it's got a weak e pluribus unum on the back. But anyway, and then this one was a weird. This eagle here I found in a pile of them at Long Beach, and yeah, it's got a scratch and it's got a detail, sure, but it's got a nice proof-like appearance on both the
Yeah, it looks
obverse
like
and
proof.
reverse. Yeah, it kind of does. It's got a good strike too to boot, So I don't know if you're seeing that, if it's reflecting properly. You can see the scratches. It's got an X on it or whatever, but it is unk and it is proof-like. I don't at the time PCGS wasn't grading proof-likes, but I picked this out of raw. And you talked about guys who walk around and look for raw stuff. Well, that's me typically. I'll just go and find stuff and then I got a pile of them, so I went through a bunch of them and said, well, I bought them all for very cheap. So just in pretty much melt value. So I figured that I wasn't hurting too bad on that. I had to pay $40, I think, to put it in the holder, but whatever. It just brings me joy to see that. I don't know how many proof-like eagles and double eagles are out there, but they're not quite like Morgans. You don't see them as often as Morgan. And then this one here, these hard times tokens. This one's from 1834. I love it. This running pig, and they didn't trust the banks, and it's just credit. It says like credit parish, and just commerce. It just and then it has a big thing about Andrew Jackson on there with the central bank. So there's a lot of history there, and my substitute for the U.S. Bank, and it's just a wonderful folk piece to me. It's almost just a neat thing. Those were basically the equivalent of a large set. And then this other one from 1837 just says not 1 cent. I love it. Just the back says not 1 cent. It's got an ugly lady on the front. E pluribus unum, 1837. But just shows the the times and what people were dealing with back then. It sounds like that we're going to be up on that again sometime soon. But anyway, this is my COVID stare group while I'm teleworking. So
I appreciate you sharing that with us, Jeff, and I'm sure everybody appreciates that too. So thank you for doing that.
All right. Well, you're welcome, guys. Thank you.
All right. So next up, I got a few show and tells that were sent in by email. And let me see if I can bring that up for us. I'll try to do that somewhat quickly here, and I won't be able to read chat while I'm doing this. So let me see if I can do this. So this first one here is from David Hyams, and I got to bring up what he wrote about it. He said, at one of the recent Long Beach shows, he purchased a lot of 5 colonial coins along with 4 various New Jersey coppers, and the lot include this one. It's a Hold Nova Constellatio, the first one of those he has ever owned. These coins were the first coins struck under the authority of the United States of America. It was struck in early 1783 in 3 silver denominations. They were called 100 units, 500 units, and 100 units, and then in 1 copper denomination of 5 units. And he said this coin was sold to an eBay customer in Kansas. So we got that there, and we got so many windows open here I can show you.
Cool.
So that's one side there, and then here's the other side there, and of course that opens up in another window. So there we go. But yeah, there's a great design. Now he mentioned the first coin struck under the authority. That was for the patterns of these, I believe. And there was an article written in one of the A&A Numismatist magazines on them recently. But the ones issued here, like for general circulation, came a little bit after that, I believe. So, but they're still great coins. They're really cool. So thank you for showing that to us, David. Appreciate that. And let me close this down. And then, sorry about this. I got so many windows open right here. I'm trying to figure this out. And then I'll, let's see. And then we'll get that up there. All right. Next up, I need to look at, it was Albertus Hugavine sent something in here. And I'll bring that up on the screen. Try to do this. And it is, there we go. And now I got to bring up what he wrote about it because that's a separate window. Bear with me just a second, please. And I should have had this a little bit differently, but there's too many windows I have open. That's what the problem is. Let me minimize some of these, which is probably going to cost me later. All right, Alberta says he's attaching 3 images for show and tell this evening. It's obvious what they are. I mean, look at this. It's obvious, isn't it? And they're turned sideways. I think I could probably help with that. That's just the way the picture loaded in. I think I got to do one of those, maybe. Did that even work? No. There we go. It's obvious what these are to everyone, isn't it? Well, Alberta thinks they're pretty obvious, but I guess maybe after we look at all the pictures together. So what this is, it's a 2002 mint set from San Marino, which is up in the mountains between France and Spain. It's not a common set, and he won it at a recent Covina Coin Club drawing a few months ago. So let's go ahead and look at the images there. There's one part of the set there. And then I guess these need to be turned too. So let's rotate that. So you got the 1, 2, and 5 euro cent, 10, 20, 50, and then the 1 and the 2 euro. And then he also included an image of, I guess, the inside of the box for him. So there's all the information on them. Pretty cool. All right. From San Marino. So that was from Alberta Sugabine. And then after that, Brian Druin, who's the president of the Verdugo Hills Coin Club, sent something in to us. And I just got to do a little bit of clicking around to bring that one up, because he's the next one. And let me share that with y'all. And of course I keep opening. I gotta change the size of this window so I can see what I'm. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Brian Druin says, "Dear Club, here is a virtual show and tell from me. These nickels came from the mint set just a few days ago." So what he's showing here is he's got the 2020 West Point nickel, the proof, and he's got the 2020 West Point Special Edition reverse proof. So again, just like last year, they did the 3 different 2019 W West Point cents with the different sets, the mint set, the proof set, and the silver proof set. They're doing that this year with the Jefferson nickel. So you get 3 different W's, and they send them in these really great packages, these really little thin plastic bags, but at least they're putting them in envelopes this year, which they didn't do for all of them last year. So thank you for sharing that, Brian. And next up is me for show and tell. So I'm going to go switch back to my camera here. All right, and I'm going to actually make this a little bit bigger there. I think that works. Perfect. So for my show and tell, it's a coin I recently got. And David Schwager, if he's still watching, probably would be interested in this piece right here. This is a 1935 Swiss 20 franc coin, and it's gold. And it's mint state, and it's got a B mint mark, so it's a 35B, but it's also got a little F next to it. Or no, sorry, a little L. Where's it at? What? But so if you look that up, it means this is a restrike that was done in the mid-1940s, but they used the 1935 date still. And what's cool is it's in this PCGS slab that's True Wealth Alliance founding member 2005. So it's kind of like a, not quite a sample slab, but it's like a promotional slab that I believe is in his second edition of his sample slabs book. So I just picked that up. So that's my part of my show and tell. That's just part of it. And then I thought, just for fun, you know, got some toys that are related to coin collecting here. I got this here. It's a 1/2 ounce silver bar that's shaped like a Lego, and I bet it hurts just as much when you step on it. And so I won this on a channel here on YouTube in one of their giveaways. And another thing I won in the giveaway is a truck. Look at this, an entire armored car. So this was like the most coins I've ever won at one time, a full armored car of stuff. So that's my show and tell there. Thought that would be fun. Let me get that back out of the way so I don't accidentally give that away in a little bit. Don Barry, do you have a show and tell?
I do have a show and tell. It's actually 2. So what it is I've been working on my typeset. It's probably a little hard to see, but I purchased a gold dollar finally. I picked up an 1888 NGC MS66, and at the same time, just for funsies, I picked up its brother, the 1888 gold dollar in proof 65. So hopefully you guys can see those pictures. But and maybe I can get Mike to take some of his very nice professional photography of these at a near time. Who knows? We'll see. So that's it for me.
That's it? All right. So let me put these back for just a second. And who is next on my list here? Let's see. Next up, I think we have something in from John Duff. So let me pull up the picture he sent in to us. I need like 4 computer screens, so it's easier to do this real quick, but I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So let's share screen. There we go. So what this is, look at all that. That's a pretty cool piece. John Duff says, this is a token from Imperial Gables in Imperial County, California, near the Colorado River. And if you look at that, it says the lucky finder of this coin is extended special privilege of obtaining 10 acres of land at Imperial Gables down near the Colorado River. Just present this check to CR Corporation, 103 North Broadway. And for the land's sake, you only pay $30 full and total price for 10 acres. And you also receive full-size lot absolutely free. This remarkable advertising offer is limited to a few fortunate folks, so don't delay. You may pay just a little each month if you desire. So I'm guessing when John Duff has this token, they probably still won't redeem it for $30 for 10 acres, but that's a pretty interesting, neat piece, I think. So definitely thanks for sending that in, John Duff. And next after that, I'll keep the screen up because we have the next show and tell is from Ed Quone. He sent this in, and the picture came out super small, so let's see if I can enlarge this without getting crazy. Well, there we go. That looks okay. And Ed says he found this. This was his daily findings today. He found a United States dime and a Canadian 10-cent at a local bus stop bench. So that's from Ed Quone. And neither one of them look like they're in good condition at all. So thanks for sharing those with us, Ed. Appreciate that. There's Don Barry spinning up the giveaways. As soon as we're done with the show and tell, we will do some of the giveaways. I think we got a couple more show and tells. I've just got to see what's next on the list here because I got, again, working with several screens here. Next up, we got Edward Van Orden sent some stuff in. So we'll check this out. And I'm probably going to do it a little bit out of order from what he sent, but I'll try. Let's try to do this. So that's it. These are just really cool. Too cool not to show, that's for sure. So check that out. So this is, so we mentioned these are assay commission medals. They began with the report of the establishment of the mint was presented to Congress with a suggestion that the coinage or medals should be created to ensure the purity of the metal being used. Actual medals that were produced by the Assay Commission range in depiction. Some showed only the president with simple text on the reverse. Others show more ornate illustrations of coinage being produced. And finally, some would show a special event from that year. And this one here is a 1901 United States Assay Commission medal in silver. It's 40 millimeters by 57 millimeters by Charles E. Barber and George Morgan. It's cataloged as JK AC 45A, and it's a rarity 5. And this one's graded by NGC MS62. And we'll see if just clicking the next thing shows the other side of it. It does. And that's the other side of it. 1901 medal. Very, very nice. Just look at all that detail and the color and the toning on silver. Just beautiful. And then he also shared one from 1904. And that's got Theodore Roosevelt. And this one here is another one in silver, 40 millimeters by 57 millimeters by George T. Morgan. This one's cataloged, the other one was AC 45A. This one's AC 48A. And this one's an NGC MS63. And according to the Mint's reports, only about 40 of these were made each year. Again, this one's MS63 NGC. The other side looks like this right here. So thank you very much, Edward, for sending those in for us to check out. Amazing pieces. And yeah, I'd not only just like to see those, but to even to own them would just be something even more. That's just awesome. All right. Sorry I've been missing chat. When I have the screen up there, I can't see chat. So those of you asking me about those silver Legos and my cool truck and everything, sorry about that. I'll have to watch that back on the replay. But I think, Don, have you written down everybody's name?
Yeah, I have been keeping up with everybody's name.
All right, I guess last call. If you have not typed anything in the chat, you better type something in the chat. Now, we know a lot of you have already typed, and me saying that, a lot of you are going to start typing stuff in. You're probably already in there, but Don, when you see people typing, you can quickly scroll through and see if there's anybody you think you missed. But I think you probably got everybody. You did a pretty good job last time at it.
Yeah, I've been watching pretty closely.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some giveaways, and the first 2 tickets he pulls are going to be for our 2008 Daniel Carr Overstrike medals. These are overstruck on 2018. I might have said 2008. These are 2018 Barber Design Zombux rounds. So we'll do the giveaways, and then right after this, we're going to do our live auction. I think we got 16 items from the club. If you don't know what items are coming up, they're in the description of the video below. The description of this video, you just might have to open it up. There might be a little arrow you have to click open. Everything's going to be no reserve, starting at $1. We'll keep track of what you win, and we'll send you an invoice you'll have to email me your email information afterwards if you win anything, and then we'll send you an email invoice, and shipping will be $5 per person. That's how we have to do it, and all the money will go to the club for that. But Don, whenever you're ready, we got 2 2018 medals to give out.
All right, here goes the first one, and the winner is OIH 82W8.
Oh, I hate to wait.
Yep.
Very good.
And then the second one is Found It Buried.
Found. Figures you picked someone from Canada, huh?
I didn't know.
Did you send out his box yet to George?
Oh, that's it.
Canada.
It's going out in the morning.
Okay, so maybe don't send that just yet, and we'll have to stick a medal in there for him. That might be save some shipping there.
Oh, okay.
Or not. I don't care. I mean, it's probably not that much just to send one extra medal like that. But no, congratulations, you guys, for those. So those are the 2018 Daniel Carr Overstrike medals that we had done. Next up, we got some 2019 Copper Glendale Coin Club medals by Daniel Carr. So we got 2 winners of those coming up. And remember, if you do win any of the giveaways, you need to send me an email to claim them with your information. So good luck, everybody.
Right. Ready?
I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. First winner is Gareth Bates.
Gareth Bates, congratulations.
And the second winner.
What's up, Mullins? Yeah, the Daniel Carr stuff is great, Colin.
Phil Iverson.
Phil Iverson, I know him. Congratulations.
Yep, he's one of the local fellas.
All right, so that was for our 2 Copper 2019s. Our top prize for the evening is our silver medal. We're going to hold off on that because we got the prize that Gordon won last month, another 2019 Copper medal, which he donated back for somebody else to win. So if you want to go ahead and pick another one to win Gordon's prize that he donated back, that'd be great.
I'm going to laugh if I pick his.
Well, we'll just go ahead
and
do it again if we pick Gordon's.
Yeah. Edward Van Orden.
Edward Van Orden, thank you very much. And thanks again, Gordon. Edward Van Orden. And then we got the one here, too. Let's go ahead and do the half-ounce silver round. This is you guys can get a decent look at that. This is the Australia Battle of the Coral Sea, War in the Pacific, 41 through 45. And we got this in the giveaway tonight because Richard Murachanian made a donation, Ram Rare Coins. So this is sponsored by Richard tonight. So thank you, Richard.
And the winner is Jonathan C. Smelko.
Let me write that down. Perfect. And let me just go ahead and type into the chat again my email address. So those of you guys that have won, you guys can go ahead and send me email. Richard said this is from Austria, not Australia, I guess. Well,
oh, that's in the club.
You know what they say in Austria? They say "Good day, mate." So congratulations on that. And then our top prize for the evening. And then remember, right after this, if you want to participate in the live auction, we got 16 pretty cool items coming up. Stick around. It'll be fun. And all the proceeds from that will go to the Glendale Coin Club, because all those are prizes that we're going to be in one of our regular meeting raffles. And we can't do that through YouTube. We can't do a regular raffle. So we're turning it into an auction to raise some money for the club. So here we go. This is the 2019 Glendale Coin Club medal in 1 ounce pure silver by Daniel Carr. And who wins it?
DTT.
DTT. Well, congratulations, DTT. Been around since the very beginning of the stream. I remember that.
Yep.
OMG. Congrats to you. All right, so that gets rid of just these silly little giveaways that we do. Want to thank everybody that got in on those and participated in that part. And I think we're going to jump right into the auction. What do you think, Don?
Sounds good.
All right, so what we're going to do, I'm just going to paste a few things in the chat here briefly, just so you guys have a little bit of the ground rules on the auction. It's pretty simple. I'll just do some basic default stuff here. So yeah, congratulations to all the winners. Just make sure you guys are watching live and on live chat. And winners are going to need to email me. So if you win anything, you got to win. UK watchers can buy coins in auctions. You just got to pay actual shipping. And we are going to write on the package whatever's in there. So if your country charges you a bunch of taxes and customs fees because you get coins in the mail, I can't do anything about that. It's like, we can't lie on packages. So if you're willing to pay whatever the cost is, you can bid from outside of the country. So what you'll do is you'll email me if you win an item. Everyone can bid, and if you then we'll send you an invoice by PayPal. Once you pay that and the payment's clear, we'll go ahead and ship it out to you. Shipping will be added to all bills, $5 total, whether you win one thing or 10 things. And again, all the proceeds go to the club. So Kittle, would I accept cash? Mullins, if you send cash, that's your responsibility. I can't be responsible if it goes missing, but if it shows up here, cash works. So don't forget, Sunday is Mother's Day, so bid high to win a cool coin for your mother. That's great advice. So if anybody has questions on the auction lots or about how we do this, it's pretty straightforward. But whatever we do in chat, if I say sold and I'm not going to say sold aloud anyway, but if I'm reading off bids, that's one thing. But you got to go by what I'm typing in the chat, because that's the only thing we go. And then if I'm typing in sold and someone beats me to it, then I can show my chat to show you that somebody was still in. So the first lot, it's a 1/2 ounce silver round, Walking Liberty design. And Don, I don't know if you need to even be on screen right now, do you? So let me just go ahead and
I do not.
If you do need
have fun,
you're still there and we can hear you. If you don't have to mute yourself, but if you need to say anything or come up on the screen, just let me know. So this is the Walking Liberty design, 1/2 ounce. We got Dennis at 5, Richard at 9. And those of you guys that are local, I mean, I could even just hang on to this stuff and meet up with you too. I mean, somewhere, and give you, so you wouldn't even have to pay the $5 shipping. But if I got to mail it to you, it's going to be $5 total. So we got Curtis Carnes jumps in at $15. Look at that, 15 for Curtis. Jack 5, 17. Remember, this is 1/2 ounce Walking Liberty. Great design. $17. And it's I keep flipping it like a coin, but it's a round, so it goes like this. As long as we wear a mask, Richard, absolutely. I'll have them like in the trunk of my car, and you'll walk by and you'll say the password, and I'll pop the trunk, and I'll have a Clorox wipe there waiting for you, and we could probably work it all. Yep, all the proceeds go to the Glendale Coin Club. And 17, the Jack 5. So I'm just going to count it down, and I'll count down 3, 2, 1, and then I'll type sold. If your bid comes in and beats it before I type sold, then we'll do it again. That one is sold to Jack 5. Thank you very much. And just have to wait just a second while I just write that down and get this out of our way. And next up's another really cool one. There's the coin. I'll post in the information. I'll try to make this go pretty quick because I know it's getting late for some of you guys not in Southern California right now. But this is lot 2. This is in the original capsule. 2015 Australia, not Austria, Richard Merichanian. This is Australia, where it's got lots of snow-capped mountains and skiing and people that yodel and all that stuff. It's the half-ounce silver goat in the original capsule. 1/2 ounce, 4 9 silver, I believe. Well, it says 3 9s. So I was trying to add an extra 9 there. We got bids flying in 10, 15, 12, 17 by Guitar Gill is what I see in the lead. $17 for the 1/2 ounce silver goat from Australia. Guitar Gill X17. I'm going to go ahead and count that down. Sold the Guitar Gill for 17. Thank you very much. Get that out of our way. Next up is a 2019. What mint marks on this one? San Francisco. Proof $50 commemorative. Apollo 11 commemorative proof $50. This is not silver. This is clad. The goats would faint if they knew it was on the other side of the coin. Probably silver nitrate. Absolutely. So this is the proof. Apollo 11. This is a curved coin. Now, the curve isn't as dramatic as it is on the silver dollar or on the 5 ounce, of course, but it's got the astronaut helmet design. Very popular commemorative they did last year. And it's got the boot print. We got a bid of $8. We got Curtis at $9. Remember, whether you win 1 lot or you win 10 lots, it's going to be $5 shipping added to your invoice. And it's probably only going to cost like $3 or $4 to ship in a bubble mailer, but the club's got to pay for that bubble mailer and the supplies and everything. So, and if the club makes an extra 50 cents on the shipping, well, then thanks for your donation to the club. Appreciate that. So we're at Curtis at $9 for the Apollo 11 50-cent commemorative. I don't know what the mint sold these at offhand, but I'm sure it was way more than $9. Connon at $10. But with the mint, you'd get the box and a certificate. I do not have that with this. Galen V at 12. Another 5 to the club. Thanks for the donation, Richard. Appreciate that. And I do still have the silver coins that you won. What was that at our February meeting? I do have those here for you. So if you win anything tonight, I can mail those to you as well. So we got Greg Burns at 13. Midnight Silver Run comes in at $14. Midnight Silver Run at $14. This is lot 3, the 2019 S Apollo 11 proof $50. I'm going to go ahead and count it down. Countdown is 15. Did I screw that up? I do not see. There it is. You know what? Condon's name is so long that the 15 showed up on a separate line, and I couldn't see that. So sorry about that, Condon. Galen at 18. Condon comes in at 20. Wow. Condon at $20. Thanks for the correction there, Don. Condon at 20. Give you another chance to come back to the bid, but we're going to go ahead and start counting it down. There we go. I appreciate that, Richard. That's awesome. Thanks again. That was sold to Condon for 20. Beautiful. And thanks everyone for your bids. It all helps out, and remember, all this goes to the club. This next one's a real cool one. I wish I could get a lot more of these, but the price of these have just gone way up. It's a 2016 Canada 3/4 ounce silver Howling Wolves, and it's 4 9 silver. Hopefully you guys can get a good look at that. This is just awesome. The wolves howling at the moon, 4 9 silver. And it's 3/4 ounce silver. Weird. It's a weird weight of a coin, but there it is. And the denomination is $2 is what it is. But we got Dennis at 7. Paula Bloom jumps right to $20. She knows when you have wolves howling at the moon, it's worth $20. That is awesome. And it's 4 9 silver from Canada, 2016. Got Paula at $20. Peggy comes in at 22. Galen, Peggy got her bid in just before you on my screen, and I got to go by my screen. That's it. Majestic, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Gareth at 23. Paula comes back at 25. And remember, a lot of times in my auctions, we'll sell something and I'll say, okay, I got 5 of these. Who wants them? All of these are one item per, I don't have any duplicates. And so there'll be no second chance offers given out. Peggy's at $27. Paula says out. So we're going to go ahead and count it down. Thank you all for your bids. Sold to Peggy Hunts Everything for $27. You write that down. Sorry, some of you guys have some long YouTube channel names that take another second to write down. That's okay. Just want to keep this cruising for everybody. Next up is lot number 5, 1873 Belgium 5 francs silver coin. So there we go. There's the obverse. It's got Leopold II. So you do get this dirty flip included. I will include that at no extra charge from the club. And there you go, 1873, 5 francs silver. It's about the size of a Morgan dollar, and I'm pretty sure it's about the same purity and weight, roughly. You guys could probably look that up. But Curtis is in at 15, Greg Burns at 16, SoCal Box Breaks comes in at 18. Peggy, if you can go ahead and email me again just to make sure I have it handy so I don't have to search for it, that would be really helpful for me, just so I have everything tonight all together. And I'll go ahead and type in my email again. Jack 5 was first at 20, then Greg Burns comes in at 21. Don Barry comes back at 22. SoCal Box Breaks was first at 22. Galen comes in at 25. This is an 1873 again from Belgium, 5 francs silver. And it's got a lot of detail. I'd say just looking at it, it's got to be high VF to maybe even XF. There's some luster popping through. SoCal was first at 26. I'm not sure the exact purity offhand. I'm sure somebody could probably quickly type in the Google, just 1873 Belgium 5 francs and probably get it. Galen was first at 30. Just beat you, Jack 5. Greg Burns comes in at 31. Maybe SoCal. Silver Nitrate says these are 90%. There we go. 1873. Greg Burns at 31. Greg Burns at $31. I'm going to go ahead and count this one down. But right before I said that, Jack 5 goes 32. Greg Burns, 33. Greg Burns at $33. Jack 5 goes right to 35. And then Don comes back. He said he was out. He's at 36. He does that in the live auctions at our meetings, too. SoCal Box Breaks at 36. Greg Burns at 37. Greg at $37. Great fun. Bonding. Thanks, Guitar Girl. Appreciate you being here. Jack 5 is out. Don Barry's probably out. He said he was once already, so I'm just going to go ahead and count it down and see where we're at. Greg Burns, 37. Thank you very much. And remember, all this goes to the Coin Club. I'll send out invoices by email, which you guys can pay through PayPal. If you'd rather write a check straight to the Glendale Coin Club, you can do that. Whatever you guys want. I won't ship things out until the club's paid, so that's how that's going to work. So I'm not worried about it. This here is lot number 6. The 2014 American Silver Eagle. And it's in nice shape. Nothing wrong with it that I can see. 2014, 1 ounce, Silver Eagle. We got bids flying in. Looks like SoCal 18 is the highest I see there. Curtis comes right in at 22. Curtis was the first at 22, Daniel. He just got you. So Curtis in the lead at $22 on the 2014 Silver Eagle. Jack 5 comes in at 25. Jack 5 at 25. And if you guys don't know what lots are coming up next and you want to see, just look in the description of this video. All 16 lots are listed there. And everything will start at $1. Jack 5 at $25. I'm going to go ahead and count this down. Thank you, Jack 5. Congratulations. 25. There's the next coin up for bid. Let me paste that information in. I got to hear my phone buzzing. It's probably people just emailing me their information like I told. Thinking Central Coins putting in the catalog. That's catalog from my last auction, so that is not this current auction. I did not make a catalog for this. It's only in the description below. So next up is the Australian 1-ounce kangaroo coin. And yep, that's just a bunch of people emailing me for the auction. That's no problem. So this one here is 49 silver. This is a 2019 Australian silver kangaroo. And they have a really cool design. Got a bunch of bidders coming in. I see Vern was the first at 20. No problem, Lincoln. That's fine. I don't mind people clicking on that awesome auction we had on Saturday where we sold over 5 ounces of gold, an ounce of palladium, a couple of cool platinum coins. It was fun. Clay 37 is at 22. I almost said Clay 22 is at 37. That would have been good. Rosebud comes in at 25. We got a bit of 25. Anybody else? This is for the 2019 4-9s Australian kangaroo. $25 for Rosebud. Rosie Robinson is texting me bid. She said 20 and a quarter, but you are outbid, Rosie, because we have Rosebud at 25. I'm going to go ahead and count it down. Lincoln Central got his gold from Saturday's auction. Sold to Rosebud to Rosebud 39. I got to write this down right or I'm going to mess this up. Rosebud 39 for 25. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for your support of the club. Lot number 8 is next. It's an OPM 1-ounce silver round. Steve Woods got his gold. Greg McCoy says his gold's in. Yeah, everything's shipped out. I shipped out the last few boxes today. And those were just a couple people that paid by check or I had questions about their address. This says NASC 2018 Golden State Coin Show. So this was one of the hourly silver prizes at that show. And then somebody sold it back to the club. This one does have a toning spot right at the top. So if you have already bid and don't like that toning spot and want to retract your bid, that's no problem. But someone might outbid you anyway. We got Curtis at 20. So if that toning spot really bugs you, you can retract your bid because you didn't see that before you started bidding. That's not a problem. But we did have SoCal at 19. Then Curtis comes in at 20. And this is 1 ounce, 1 troy ounce, 999 plus fine silver, it says. We got Curtis at $20. And it's got an interesting design on there. Bunch of rings or like chainmail kind of looking. We're going to go ahead and count it down. Only $20, but Jack 5 says, nah, 21. Jack 5 was the first at 21, Steve. Just beat you. Silver Nitrate got a box. What could be in there? Don't remember. Well, hopefully you had to sign for it because I put signature confirmation on all of them. And I know at least 3 people told me they didn't have to sign for their boxes because the post office, I don't know if there's anybody in this chat that works for the post office, but the post office isn't doing their job requiring signatures during this social distancing. I'll tell you that. And neither is UPS. Jack 5 is at 23. I think that's depending on your local postman, Silver Nitrate. So I'm glad you had to sign, but I know quite a few people have not been having to sign. So Lincoln, yours is the only one I didn't send out for signature confirmation because you won that little tiny one and I wanted to save you a few bucks in shipping. So Jack 5 is at 23 and she's like, count this down and say sold already. So let's do that. Boom, sold. No comment, says Richard Murchanian. Doesn't know anything about the post office not requiring signature confirmation. That's fine though. That was for $23. Perfect. But no, the worst is UPS. I've had some pretty high value packages coming by and with the adult signature required stamps all over them, and yeah, interesting. Deanne didn't have to sign for hers. Yeah, I paid an extra. Well, actually, you guys all paid because I charged you the actual shipping. Actually, I charged you 30 cents less than it really cost me, but it was close enough. But yeah, you guys paid an extra $2.60 for that signature confirmation, and they're not doing it. So this here is a 2005 Silver Eagle. It's got like kind of a matte look. It's hazy and it's got some scratches on it. It's not like a super high grade that you would ever send in for grading or be really wanting to put in your album. I can see if you can get the reflection there. You can see a bunch of like little haze and some scratches on it, but it's still an ounce of silver. Got Jack 5, jumped it up to 25. Jack 5, if you didn't notice those scratches and marks and you think now you bid too high, it's fine to retract bids. It's all for the club. I'm not going to be too picky about it. I don't want anybody paying more than they think they want to pay if you see something when I show it, because I did not do a lot preview. You don't have a chance to see it in hand. I'd rather somebody else get it. But if you're fine at 25, we got Jack 5 at 25. Hidden all the proceeds of this. No, yeah, these are all coins that we're doing are owned by the coin club. That the coin club has owned for, in some cases, years. The club has owned some of these coins, like the Howling Wolves. I remember we bought an original roll of those in 2016, and we're just got down to the last few now. So these were going to be the prizes at our March meeting, because what we do is we usually get $300-400 worth of prizes. And we give them out. But we sell raffle tickets. So we give some tickets out for free at the meeting if you're lucky. But then other people buy raffle tickets. And so these have just been sitting in a bag from our March meeting that we never had. And we can't do a raffle here because there's various rules, and you just can't do raffles through YouTube. And so we just decided we'll do an auction. So instead of the club selling raffle tickets, the club's going to get the money by auctioning them. So, and it'll be fun. And be able to get some people to get some coins. So we got now I just rambled on and didn't pay attention to auctioning, but I think Jack 5's still in the lead at 25. Let's Steve Woods comes in at 26 right when I started counting down. Ooh, thank you. A gold quarter sovereign and a $10 platinum eagle. Oh, I hope I didn't send that to the wrong address, Silver Nitrate. No, that's fine. So we got Steve Woods at 26. I'm going to count it down again. Oh, that's fine, Silver Nitrate. I'm not too picky. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I can usually pay attention to two things at once, but give me 3 or 4 things and I get crazy. But Steve Woods, thank you very much. 26 on the silver one. And we're getting down to it. We're down to lot number 10, and we only got 16 items. Again, if you want to see what the items are, you can just look in the description to the video. This is lot number 10. It's a 2019 Great Britain 3 9s fine Silver Britannia. And again, so early in 2019, our coin club bought a full roll of these to use as prizes, and we've given out lots of them in the last, 12 to 15 months, and we're getting down to just a few left, and this is one of them, but they're nice. I usually take them out of the rolls right when we get them and put them in these nice 2.5 by 2.5 crown size holders, and they usually stay pretty nice in these. So we got Dennis coming in at 17, DTT at 25, Steve 26, DTT 27, Guitar, and then DT going to 29. Yeah, Great Britain does a real good job on a lot of their coins, and a lot of their coins go for big premiums too, which is unfortunate because it's not only the premiums for the coins, but then when you factor in the pound to dollar exchange rate, it's tough to buy British coins, but sometimes you just got to pay up for them, and I do that a lot. But Guitar Gills at $30. $30. Did I miss something there, Aaron? Sorry about that. You're missing all the good stuff. Well, I do most of the buying of the coins for Glendale Coin Club, so we try to put in some cool raffle prizes, and in this case, auction items. So $30 for Guitar Gil. I'm going to count it down. Oh, you got the 2.5s. That's right. The 2.5 pesos are great. Guitar Gil number 1 for 30. And Guitar Gil actually has a YouTube channel. So if you like live guitar music and people playing guitar, and I believe Guitar Gil, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it'll let you type in a link, but if it's, I think your channel is just Guitar Gil 1, correct? You can let everybody know. So if anybody is interested in that sort of thing, check them out. This is a cool one coming up. Well, I mean, they're all kind of cool, but this is a one you don't see very much on YouTube and YouTube auctions, I'll tell you that. But lot 11, it's a 2019 Canadian Silver Wolf. 4.9 silver. Thing is just amazing. Vern goes right to $20, not messing around. David Schwager at 22. David Schwager's still in here. I might have to put my show and tell into this auction at PCGS promotional slab with the gold coin, huh? SoCal goes to 23.25. Steve's like, nah, we're doing dollar increments. He goes right to 26. Right to 26. But yeah, this is just a beautiful coin. Right to 26, says Steve Woods. Any other interest? I'm going to go ahead and start counting it down. And Peggy goes to 27 before I get to type it in. Greg said, I must have shown a good angle of it there because everybody threw 27 in there all at once. Majestic goes to 28, though. Let me try to get that money angle again or something. I don't know where I got it. Or maybe I accidentally showed a reflection of me in the coin. Was that what I did? I don't know. Majestic's at 28. Vern says out. Vern says out. I'm going to start counting down. David Carlisle, thanks for putting a link to Guitar Gil in there for us. Peggy comes in right as I was typing in sold with the sniper bid. Look at that. Oh, David, if that's one that either you or any of your any people on your sample list you think you can use, I'll just show it to you again. This is not part of the auction, just fair warning. It's the 20 Swiss francs, 1935. And it's a nice one. The holder does have some scuffs and some light scratches in it, though. But if that's something you could use or any of your sample collectors, let me know. And I'm sure we could work it out because I got to send you your silver medal anyway because I haven't sent that out from doing the presentation. I'm slacking. Majestic is at $30. Aaron goes, crack it out. David's like, no. Majestic at $30. Let's go ahead and count this down. Let Peggy try to snipe me. Oh, you know what? I got to show that screen real quick just so you guys know. Steve Woods did get in. Let me try to show that. There we go. You guys can see there on the screen. I typed 321. Steve Woods did type in 31 before the sold shows up. So that is a valid bid. We are at $31 to Steve Woods. 31 to Steve. I'm going to go ahead and count it down again. You guys play in that sniper game. It's a dangerous game. You might not get it. Majestic's at 32. $32. It is fun to hold gold coins in your hand, though. You just feel that weight. What did Goldfinger say in the 1964 007 James Bond movie? He likes the color, its luster, its divine heaviness. I welcome any enterprise that increases my stock, which is considerable. All right, enough of that. 3, 2, 1. Sold. That time, you missed it, Steve. I'll show it again just so you know I'm not kidding you. Right there, 3, 2, 1 sold. And your 33 came in a hair late. Majestic, you win it at $32. Majestic, Sounds of Coins. at $32. So thank you guys for the bids on that. And you're getting some crazy screen action there. Sorry, I forgot to click back to here. We got the next lot coming up. We're getting down to it. This is lot number 12. Only 4 lots to go after this, and I just totally messed that up. Hopefully I can undo. Yep, I can. Lot number 12 is an 1886 Silver Eagle. This is not uncirculated. It is probably an AU coin. I mean, it's close to one. Some dealers would call this a slider, but in looking at it, I don't think it's uncirculated. I see a touch of rub, but it's a nice Morgan silver dollar. And I probably don't grade them correctly anyway. I'm sure a lot of people would sell this as uncirculated. It does not have a hole in it. This is not from the Vatican collection, and it's not a holy one. It does not have a hole in it. And it's not totally worn down. It's a nice Morgan. We got some bids flying in 18, 17, 20, 22, 25, 27, 32 to Jack 5 so far. That escalated quickly. Nightbot's reminding us that all the proceeds of this live stream, including this auction, are forwarded to the Glendale Coin Club. So thank you all for we had some of those super chat donations come in. I know Richard made a donation of some cash he had already prepaid on some raffle tickets, and thanks for all your generous bids too. Really helps out the club, because this stream does. I mean, this program we use does cost a few bucks each month, but it's worth it if we can get. Right now we got 68 people watching, so we get a lot of people together, and that's important. Steve Woods at 35 for the 1886. I'll try to get a little closer so maybe you can see it. Jack 5 at 36. King Sniper says, "What's up, Michael? We're just doing an auction. That's it." The GCC card shifted slightly. Is that bugging you? Here, let me bring out my other screen and get everything lined up as I had it. Like that goes right there. This goes like this. This goes right there. Okay? And that goes right about there. Thank you for the correction there. Perfect. Thank you, Don. All right. Wait for invoice. Yeah, Rosebud, if you can go ahead and just send me an email so I have it handy, I'll go ahead and get an invoice out to everybody. Maybe even not tonight, because I'm kind of tired, to be honest with you. It might not come until tomorrow, but I'll try to get them out to you tonight because there's not that many lots. I think I can do it. So, hey, we're still doing an auction here. Jack 5 at $36. I'm going to count this down. And sold for $36 to Jack 5. Thank you for your bids. 36. Jack 5. And let me correct my scribble writing that I had on that one. I think this one's next. Let me line that up just right for Don. Thank you. This is a 2019 American Silver Eagle. And the square quarter is a dream coin, says Colin. They are pretty cool. I'll tell you that. They are pretty cool. Dennis Berry comes right in at $18. Richard says 20. Curtis 22. DTT 25. And this is just a brand new one straight out of a roll. I don't think there's anything noticeably problematic. I don't know. It looks perfect. Might even be perfect. I don't know. Came straight out of original roll. Steve Woods at 28 is the high bid I see for the 2019. Clay at 30. Steve 31. Remember to make sure you guys are on live chat, and when you look at the video, it should say live at the bottom with a red dot next to it. I have sold a few of the square quarters in the past, and that is one of them right there in the picture. We did have that and sell it, I believe. Sure, that's where I got the picture. Steve Woods at $31. Any other interest? Thanks for the support. I know you guys are paying up a little bit because you're probably trying to help support the club, which is very appreciated. So we'll go. And Clay comes in at 32, right as I started typing 3, 2, 1. Couple more for a roll from a raffle drawing. Yeah, Rich, we did a raffle with the clubs where each club, Verdugo Hills and Glendale, gave away a roll of Silver Eagles. Between the two meetings, I think Richard got 13 of them, so he got almost a full roll between the clubs. The big chunk of it. $33 for Steve Woods. Going to start counting it down. How much did they go for the square quarters? Clay comes in at 35 right before I typed in sold. In that condition, a few $100. You can find them as cheap as maybe 150 to 200 if you buy them uncertified. That's what I've seen. The prices are all over the place though, because they're not out there very often. So you pretty much, if you really want one at the time, you got to pay with whatever whoever has them pretty much. Clay 37 gets that one at $35. Congratulations, Clay. Thank you for the bids. And those of you guys that have been bidding, if you want one of my stickers, let me know in your email or whatever, and I'm happy to get you one of those. That's cool. I don't always send them every time to everybody because the stickers are expensive. And I know a lot of you guys bid and probably already have like 5 of them because you keep buying stuff or winning giveaways or whatever you're doing. Clay 37 says, give that back to the club. Are you sure? You don't have to do that. Let me know you're sure you want to do that because that's pretty generous if you want to just give that back to us for our inventory. And Clay, I think that's too much. You know what I think? If you really want to do that, I think that's too much. I mean, I don't know. Let's have the membership decide. So if you're a member of the Glendale Coin Club, Clay just won that last Silver Eagle and he wants to donate it back. Should we just add it back to the inventory? Or should we just have Don Barry get that barrel out if he hasn't thrown the tickets away and maybe pick another winner and maybe use that as a giveaway? And again, if that's okay with Clay, I don't know. I just think that that might be fun. Don says he could draw another winner. If you think we should just give it away, maybe to someone that's, and the person maybe has to be here, Now, Rosie says maybe let the other bidder buy it. I mean, that's one thing too, because then the club gets extra money. But I mean, we're not hurting or anything. I think it might be fun to draw a winner. I think some people are into that, but let's just go ahead and finish selling this one, and maybe Don will tell me what the decision is because he's secretary of the club. It's not totally up to me. So we had some furious bidding in the beginning of this one. I didn't even tell you what it is, did I? Yeah, I did. I typed in 2016 Silver Eagle first strike, and this does say Silver Eagle 30th anniversary, PCGS MS70 graded. Majestic is leading at $50. Next time I come across, the square quarter. I know I do have a squared quarter. It's not in the best shape, and the one on his sticker is a half-ounce version. I think the one I have is the quarter-ounce version. So I think I have one, Colin. If you're serious, want one, it'd probably be around $200, and it's not in the best of shape. But if you want to send me an email and remind me, I can try to pull it out, and we can at least talk about it, and maybe I see what it is. All right. Some people are just saying give it away. Don says give it away. Steve Woods bidding 51. Majestic 55. Richard's at 21. He might need to refresh. Greg 61. Steve 62. Greg 65. And that's really generous, Claire. We really appreciate that. That's really cool. Yeah, what the squared quarter is, Greg's leading at 65. We'll let everybody think about it. But the square quarter, it was done in 1982. They're dated 1984. Majestic's lead at 66. And it was when computers first started getting sophisticated enough to where you could scan in something like a real U.S. quarter. And then the computer took that circle and stretched it out into a square shape. And this is what came out pretty much as the design from the computer in 1982. So they were billing this as one of the first coins designed by a computer. So that's kind of how that came out. And when you buy these, when they come in a box with a booklet, the booklet then goes through and explains how that was all done. But I know the one I have does not have a booklet or anything. But we're at Majestic, $66. We're going ahead and no, we're not bidding on the square quarter. We're bidding on the 2016 PCGS MS70. I'm going to go ahead and count it down from Majestic Sounds Coins. And if anybody was confused on that, definitely let me know when you can retract the bids. Sold to Majestic for $66. Again, thank you everyone for all of your bids. We are down to 2 items left, and I think they're pretty cool items. Maybe you guys will think they're pretty cool too. What is the club's eBay account name? Saw it earlier. The club doesn't have an eBay account number. What you saw earlier was probably this for the coin shop. That's the coin shop that SoCal Box Breaks works at, and they do have an eBay account. So this here's the 2020 United States Mint America the Beautiful silver quarters proof set. That's all you get is the 5 silver quarters. It's not the full silver proof set. But this has the famous 2020 bat quarter. And it's got the quarter here. This is Virgin Islands, Salt River Bay. I'm trying to read this. Weir Farm from Connecticut. I don't even know what that is. Marsh Billings Rockefeller from, I don't know, Vermont. And then Tallgrass Prairie from Kansas. Not our Kansas, the regular Kansas. So just nice silver quarters. Remember, the silver quarters now are 3/9 fine silver. They are no longer made of 90% silver. And let's just make sure the United States Mint didn't mess up. Peggy hunts everything, $778. We're going to have a really great Christmas party this year, Peggy. Thank you so much for that generous bid. Wow. Thank you, Peggy. Oh, she retracted it. She meant 78. Okay, I know that. I'm just kidding. Yep, they did put 999 silver for composition, so they did get it right. They changed that, I believe, last year, or maybe was it 2019 or 2018 was the first year they did that. But I know it made a lot of bullion collectors happy because now they can get small pieces of 999 silver, but it made a lot of collectors unhappy because, you know, they've been collecting quarters that were 90% silver for years and years and years and years, and now these weigh different because they're 999 silver. They have more silver content, so. Anyway, can't please them all, but these are beautiful. And what are we up to? We have a bit of 2019 from David Carlisle. We're having a really good Christmas party, David. Holy moly. Now, Steve Woods is leading at $81. Yeah, I think that was right. I think 2019 was the first year they did 3 nines. I think that is correct. They're sold out everywhere. So is this one of those that people are freaking out and paying up for, maybe? Again, I think sometime between now and the end of 2020, they'll start those presses up again and probably make some more product, but you never know. So there we go. $81 to Steve Woods so far. I'm going to go ahead and count it down. I know, David Carlisle. I'm just teasing you. And count it down. Steve Woods, 81. Jack 5 comes right in at 82. Those are worth their weight in silver, at least. And Steve comes right back at 83, not even waiting to try to snipe. Start counting it down again. It's a low mintage year so far, and that's when in the beginning of the meeting, the announcements, I kind of said, I see a lot of people doing it, but you never know. It could be no more, and that's all that there is, or they could make 2 million more of these if they fire up the presses in November or December. So you never know. But Steve's up to 85. Jack 5 was first at 84, then metal detecting NC. You may see different things on your screen. We go by my screen. But Jack 5 comes back at 86, Steve at 87. Some furious bidding on these. I wish I had 5 of these to sell you guys. But I bought this at the last Long Beach show. The U.S. Mint was there, and I just happened to be walking by. I'm like, that would make a good coin club prize. And I only bought 1. I should have bought 10 of them, apparently. The only ones you've seen on sites are $121. Remember, this is not the full proof set. This is only the 5 America the Beautiful quarters. And I have not been keeping up on prices, apparently, because if someone would have saw this before we started and offered me $50 for it, I might have taken it, because I think the Mint charged around that. So Steve Woods is up to $93. Steve Woods, $93. Actually, Steve Woods, you're outbidding yourself a few times there. So Steve Woods at $93. Really, I mean, I think I'm going to say Steve Woods at 92 because you don't need to outbid yourself unless you're just trying to keep someone else from bidding that. Because Jack 5 was at 90, and then you came in at 90 and then 92. Okay, so 93 to Steve Woods. I'm going to go ahead and count it down. Sold to Steve Woods for $93. Thank you for all your bids, everyone. We have one item remaining. And I remember buying this back in 2009 or so. And this is a white box. And inside the white box is a brown box. And inside this brown box is another brown box. And inside this brown box opens up, and you got Abraham Lincoln with a certificate of authenticity. You got yourself a nice copy of the Gettysburg Address. Starts out 407 years ago. Okay, very cool. His forefathers. No, it just says our fathers. It doesn't say forefathers. I was going to say his forefathers. And you get the 4 Lincoln cents in proof, made of copper, not zinc. And you get the Lincoln Silver Commemorative Dollar. This is the Lincoln Coin and Chronicles set from 2009. Really cool presentation. I'm going to go ahead and I should probably pop in the information and tell you the opening bid's $1, but you guys have already done that. I want to say the Mint originally sold these for about $100. And if they didn't sell them for $100, I know they were trading pretty quick after they sold out from the Mint for between 100 and 125, and then prices came back down, and I don't know where they've landed up, but we do have a bid of $85 from Metal Detecting North Carolina so far. And these are cool sets. And these holders, all you got to do is kind of find the right spot to, let me try to do this, to press down on the capsule a little bit, and there you go. And then these, you can take the capsules kind of right out and look at them, and they're cool. And just I'll take the silver dollar out just in case you haven't seen the silver dollar. That's the 2009 issued for Abe Lincoln's 200th birthday, the bicentennial. And it's got some of his famous words there, and then his signature down at the bottom. So here we go. And I'm not paying attention to the auction. This is the last item, just so you know. Lot number 16, and I have not been paying attention. I saw we had Metal Detecting NC 50, 30, 80, 85 Metal Detecting. I did not see any bid of 100 by anybody, but that's okay. Jack 5 is at 86. I think they're messing with each other. How long is 4 scores? It's one more than 3 scores. Actually, it's 20 more than 3 scores, isn't it? That's a tricky one. Jack 5's up to $90. And it's just a really cool presentation the way they do this. They got the certificate in there that tells you all about it. But just to have the copy there of his, and this is, and I think if you read the certificate, this is like one of the drafts, so you can see the corrections that Lincoln made. And it's pretty cool. I've read it a couple times. It's fun. $92, Metal Detecting North Carolina. Yeah, they did a pretty good job on this set. And you get lots of boxes for it. Jack 5 comes back at 93. This is the final item of the evening. And even though this is going to cost probably more to the ship because it's bigger and heavier, still $5 if this is the only thing you win. It'll all even out because I'm going to make or the club, I guess, is going to make 50 cents on everybody else paying $5 for stuff that costs 4 or something to mail out. So no, don't worry about that. It's past midnight in New York City. Well, happy May the 9th to you guys out there. That was one thing that I've been asked about. It's we start our meetings. We've always started at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And if we add things like the auction, I know we're going to be putting it past midnight. We might be able to start our meeting a little bit early, maybe start at 5:30 or 6 Pacific. But I would have to talk that over with the rest of the members and see how they go for it. But we've always done our meetings at 7 o'clock, and we don't care about the East Coast people too much because we've always met in a library and nobody from the East Coast is in there with us. But you're right. When we get on the internet, people from all over the world are watching. Like I saw one guy from Czech Republic when I told him we're meeting. He's like, "Oh man, that's 4 a.m. for me." I'm like, "Well, if we start earlier, it'd be 2 a.m. for you. What's that going to do for us?" So that's another advantage of doing it on YouTube, which we mentioned though. So if you can't make it all through the whole thing, you can watch this back later. But of course, that doesn't help if you're going to want to participate in the live bidding. So you got to be here for that, of course. But metal detecting North Carolina 102. Yeah, that's right. At least the lights don't turn out because we do our meetings starting at 7 o'clock. And if we're still in there at 10 o'clock, so I have a 3-hour meeting, which we usually are in there at 10 o'clock, the lights automatically turn off on us for a few minutes. And then we got to wait for the lights to pop on. And usually the cleaning crews there are a little upset at us for still being there. So Silver Nitrate posted this to the Honolulu Coin Club Facebook. Well, appreciate that. Yeah, all of you guys who watch this, I have a good feeling that we're probably going to have to do it this way next month again. I just don't see the library opening up for us that soon for a public meeting. So any of you guys that know other coin collectors or other coin clubs or anybody that you think would have fun with this or at least participate or would like to watch a presentation, feel free to share the links out and invite your own coin club. And the more the merrier. Jack 5's up to 110. Unless Colin Santi's bidding 1,863. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the whole speech. That's how they start out. It's like 7 years ago, our fathers, and he's talking about them separating away from England, and that's when they did it, the Declaration of Independence. That's what we're talking about, 87 years after. Yep. 112, metal detecting North Carolina. Again, I wish I had a few of these. I'd just say, hey, let's stop here. Let's each get one, but we don't. This is it. I'm just messing with you, Colin. Okay, metal, I give. Well, let's see if Jack 5 really does give, though, because metal detecting North Carolina is at 112 right now. Does not automatically win. I got to count it down still. Anybody could still snipe this. This is the last item. 3 and 2. Sold. Sorry. Sold came in first, Majestic. And Jack 5. You guys were probably listening to me instead of watching the chat. Oh, no. Sorry about that, guys. That is going to Metal Detecting North Carolina. And just so you guys know, we got to go by my screen. There it is. You can see 3, 2, 1. I think it's your meeting. You do you. Sold. And then you guys are trying to do your sniping. But do appreciate the attempt. But that's going right here. Metal Detecting NC. For 112. And then let me get back out of this screen before it goes too much crazier. Actually, let's go to this screen because I think we decided that we're going to do a giveaway, aren't we? And Don, if you want to unmute yourself and confirm that while I write down this, that's good.
I do believe that that will happen. Sure.
That was the consensus because
Yeah.
was Clay 37. Was that how we get this one here? Did I put the...
Yep.
So Clay 37, once again, just please confirm you won this 2019 Silver Eagle, and we're going to give it away. That's cool. Just want to confirm.
All right. I will reach in and pull out the ticket.
That was 112 was the winning bid. And does the person have to be here right now, or is it still going to be for anybody if they watch this back and claim it? What do we think?
I think just if they watch it back and claim it,
It's going to be for anybody. It's going to be for anybody. Okay,
Yeah,
I think that's fine. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Now I'll read back all the winners, Gab Zero, in just a second.
All right, are we ready?
Just before, courtesy of Clay 37, a 2019 Silver Eagle, beautiful. Thank you very much, Clay 37. Watch Clay 37 win.
That would be funny. Curtis Carnes.
Curtis Carnes. Wow. So let me write this down so I know. 2019 Silver Eagle. Curtis Carnes. That is awesome. Well, thank you very much. So I will read all the winners, and I'll actually even pull out the prizes again just so we can go over it. Remember, if you won anything in the auction or if you won any giveaways, I need email from you. That's my email address there. We got some stuff here. So we have Overstrike medals from 2018. The winners of those were Oh, I Hate to Wait and Found It Buried. We have 2019 Copper Glendale medals. Those were won by Gareth Bates and Phil Iverson. Our 2019 Silver Glendale Coin Club medal was won by DT and T. What else do we got? This one here, the 2019 Glendale Coin Club medal in copper that was donated back to the club by Gordon, was won by Edward Van Orden. The 2014 Australia half-ounce silver that was sponsored by Ram Rare Coins was won by Jonathan C. Smelke. And this one here, sponsored and donated to the club by Clay37, was just won by Michael Kittle. Oh, sorry. No, I wrote that down wrong. It was actually one by Curtis Carnes. Sorry about that. Correction. I'm just messing with you guys. Congratulations, Curtis. Thank you again to Clay37. And thank you again to all the bidders who bid on all this. And thanks again to everyone who was here participating in the club, the club meeting. And thanks again to Greg Allen, who did our presentation. I think that went pretty well. And we all learned a little something. And unless the world changes drastically in the next 30 days or so, we will be probably back here on YouTube. What's the date going to be? The second Friday of the month? Probably June 12th. So spread the word if you think you have any other collectors that you think would enjoy this or whatnot. Yeah. Anyway, thanks again, everybody. Everyone, you just missed a bit. Young Numismatists, we just ended. That's it. You missed it. But thanks for coming by. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate that. And thanks for your donations to the club and all your bids. Really appreciate it. Clarence, thanks again. Appreciate that. Peggy, thanks for the kind words. Colin, Majestic. How much would cost you to grade that wolf? I don't have any world coin orders planned anytime soon. And just to send in one coin for world coin orders would be pretty darn expensive. So my advice is if you really want a graded one, you should probably just try to find a graded one. It'd probably be cheaper than us sending that in and not even knowing what grade it would come back. You know what I mean? If I had a world coin order plan, we could just tack it on. That'd be one thing, but I don't. DTT, appreciate it. And congratulations on your win as well. David Hyams, thanks for coming in. See you next month. Definitely. I think we'll be here. I wish we could get back to the meeting room, but I think my guess is that we'll be here. We're at the beach doing stuff. Well, hope you had a good day, Young Numismatist. Rosie, Jay, good night. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed all the show and tells. Rosie, I know that's your favorite part of the meeting. So thanks for watching. You're going to have to get you up here to participate the next time. And remember, when we do this next month, all you club members, it's really easy to either email me something for show and tell, or you saw Trader Jeff get right up here with the link. It's real easy to get up here. You don't even have to show your face. You just pop a coin up. You don't even have to have your camera on. You can just get up here and do a tell. It's really easy. Brad Yanaka, thanks. Nick Ruley, good to see you. Hope all is well with you. Steve Sussman, you too. And and if you can't wait all the way until June 12th, remember, there's a lot of cool stuff here on YouTube. If you don't really hang out on YouTube too much, just a lot of cool stuff on a lot of cool channels. You can even look at my videos. I got presentations on other stuff. If you want to, I got like an hour-long presentation on Dan Carr and the Moonlight Mint. I got a hour-long something on classic commemorative coins. Just there's some cool stuff if you're really feeling the need to look at a bunch of coins. And that's just on my channel. There's a lot of channels. Next Van Nuys coin show is November 29th. June 28th is canceled. So that'll be Richard's next Van Nuys. We're still going to try to maybe do the Glendale, and it's going to be a Glendale Coin Club and Verdugo Hills Coin Club combined show in Van Nuys on October 25th. hopefully we're able to do that. But we're kind of just playing it by ear for now. Email sent. See you on the next stream. Thank you, Jonathan Cuff. Thanks, Paul. And Don, do you have any other words to say to all these great people?
No, thank you all for coming out, and I hope you all have a great evening.
Don.
What?
You do have something else to say.
What?
You got to say, well, you got all these great people in the room. If you are not a subscriber to SoCal Box Breaks, right here, okay. SoCal Box Breaks, Don Berry will be giving away an 1883 Hawaii quarter once his channel hits 750 subscribers. And I just posted a link to his channel in the stream. If you're not subscribed to Don, you need to be. He's already at 626 subscribers, so you can help push him to that 750. And we're not talking a state quarter. He's giving away a real 1883 quarter from Hawaii. So there you go. And not only that, Don does some pretty cool streams. You've seen a lot of his cool coins. He gets on there, shows hobo nickels, tokens, all that stuff. So right there, you don't have to wait all the way until June 12th, our next meeting. There's a lot of cool stuff there. So anything else, Don?
No. Now that's it. Thanks.
Okay. Appreciate that, everybody. We're going to go ahead and sign off of here. And again, thanks for all your support of not only our channels, but of the Glendale Coin Club. And as Majestic says, all of you are amazing people, and have a good night, my beautiful people. See you next time.